So what do you have planned for Juneteenth?
Nothing particularly planned. I've always just kind of treated that as a day to reflect.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much to like make it a celebration or any of that. It's just kind of like a reminder of what we've been through as a people sometimes.
Ew. Why did you say that?
You asked. What are you talking about?
I know, but like the way you said it.
Sometimes it's just, you just got to think about it like that.
I mean, I guess.
What else is Juneteenth for? Are we supposed to be like turning up?
Is that not what people are going to do?
I mean, having a barbecue and turning up are not inherently like the same things to me.
I'm
like,
going to a brunch with my fellow black people and hanging out. Might be a little lit. I'd say that's more than a little cookout.
Hey, I guess that's fair.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. It's happening in
injured,
Seattle.
So we'll see what I even can
Honestly,
get
you
up
could
to.
still pop out. That's the thing. Being injured does not stop your ability to party.
That's only partially true.
I mean, yeah, no, I would not go anywhere if I was injured. Anyway, so yeah, Juneteenth, I'm going to this brunch that's, curated by black people, held for black people. They said dress to impress. So that's another reason why I was like, I might need to go and get something. This microphone has been ridiculous. To get something a little nicer, so we'll see what happens. But outside of that, I'm probably gonna relax. It's a 3-day weekend for most people. But let's get right into it. So while we were not able to podcast, a lot of other podcasters were
Going through it.
They weren't even really going through it. They were just throwing a lot of shade at each other. So were a lot of women rappers, allegedly. And I wanted to talk about it, right? Because when you're part of the rap community, beef is kind of, what's going on? Like, who's talking about who's doing what? What's the, I don't even know. So, a while back, we talked about this in the podcast where Complex put out their most, they put out the list of the media outlet giants, and like Joe Budden was the number one, and all these other podcasters, and other personalities fell under that. And ever since then, it's been kind of this weird energy where they're all throwing shots at each other, taking nabs at each other, which to me is very odd because I thought they were all friends. You know
I
what I
thought
mean?
so too. And at least you would hope they would be.
Yeah, but then you got Charlamagne throwing shots at Joe and talking about who makes more money. And then, Joe talking about how small Willie, like how small the window is in their house. And listen, but for real though. But then you get stuff like DJ Envy and, then he's also throwing shots at Joe Budden about other things that are happening. And all these other people start pitching in. What does that say for the podcast space? Also, obviously, yes, I don't think anyone goes into podcasting because they want to make a lot of money because obviously it's hard to do that. And all of their shows are so very different. So what is it that we're seeing now? And honestly, when I saw Joe Budden was number one on whoever's talking about hip hop and doing whatever, for how long he's been in the game and what he's been able to do in it, I didn't think he was wrong for being number one. But for some reason, like Elliot Wilson and Rap Radar went on this for like a week. We're posting all the monumental stuff they've done for the culture that Joe clearly hasn't. And again, you have like Gilly and Wallow talking about, again, just how they're their own boss and they do their own thing. They make their own money and everything else like that. So what's up?
That's like directly comparing wealth. Like directly comparing wealth is not really a thing you can do.
Which all have money.
Like exactly. We all have money.
Except not Charlamagne, because apparently Charlamagne's never seen $3 million.
It doesn't matter.
I don't even know.
It doesn't matter. Like, I don't think that any of that is necessary, like super necessary commentary. Like, they're basically having a fit because do you remember in like middle school or sometimes even elementary school, it would be like all the popular girls got together and they made a list of all the boys and then they ranked them like whatever list of popularity, hotness, whatever. That shit is bullshit, obviously. Like, it's like 4 or 5 girls in a school with like 200.
It gives some legitimacy, though.
Yeah, a little bit.
It gives some,
but you can't.
Some general legitimacy.
You can't be like, I placed 7th, I'm going to freaking drop out of school.
I mean, yeah, but.
But to make, I'm saying, sure, it's everybody's opinions are valid, but to take like literally one outlet's source and just being like, this is the end all be all. Nobody could compete with me. It must mean that I'm the best. It's like, okay, yeah, like I guess they do think that you're the best, but that doesn't discredit anything else that anyone else is doing.
I mean,
like,
I know, but I don't even think that's because the conversation is who's really the best based on everything that they have done. I mean, who do you think, if Joe Budden is not number 1, who do you think should have been number 1?
I mean, I wouldn't say that Joe Budden doesn't deserve to be number 1, given the current rate at which they're producing their content. Like, they are active, and they are actively
really
producing a lot of stuff. So, like, you can't really take that. And I'm not going to say that everybody else isn't also actively producing things. It's just at a different rate, and different people listen to it, and maybe sometimes even the same people. Like, obviously, we're in the bracket of people where we kind of listen to it all.
Also,
like,
is there something really wrong with working for somebody?
No.
Because that's also a big part of the conversation, right? It's like, well, I own this, and I own the rights to this, and I own my, like, I don't answer to anybody. And so some of them are like, well, I don't have to do ads to make money. Like, is there... Because I'm going to be completely honest. You know what I mean? Like, I want the bag however the bag has to come. Mm-hmm. I feel like
if I have to read a thing that says like, Nair, get that hair off of there. Like, yeah, I don't care.
I don't care. But
honestly, Nair, give me that.
I do feel like for a long, long time in just our culture, we're very pick and choosy on who can collaborate and who has to get it out like solo. Yeah. You know what I mean? And to me, that's always been weird, right? Like, and this is not throwing shade unlike women, but let's use women for example. When women get online and they're building a business, it's a lot of time it's sponsors, ads, and people they're collaborating with. Mm-hmm. That's always okay. It's always okay.
Yeah.
But if a man were to come out and was like, promotion and da da da, it's like, damn dog, you have to do a promotion to get that bag.
Yeah, like, they call you a sellout.
Yeah, you can just stand on your own and make that same amount of money. Why is that? Because that's kind of the same thing in podcasting, right?
Like, it's like I said earlier. I would love to do ads.
Like, I would too.
If you want me to say some stuff, like that would be lovely. It might kickstart my voice acting career.
You never know.
Who knows? Like, that is awesome to me. But for you to be like, no, like, I get my money by just talking on the show. Like,
yeah, or
okay,
it's that aspect of being like genuine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, again, like when you're podcasting, it's like, well, I'm not gonna do ads because, again, like I'm genuine. I get it out like that. Or it's
just do ads for things I agree with. Like, come
honestly,
on.
They don't have to be things I agree with. You know what I mean?
Give me the money.
I don't drink like that, but I definitely would do ads for alcohol on the podcast.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, and again, it's that aspect that there's only a few ways to get to the bag that's respectable. Mm-hmm. When I don't agree with that, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, I'm not signing a bag to be, mad racist, anti-Semitic, and all that type of stuff. But that's obviously where you just got to draw the line no matter what. Yeah. Right? It's never at anybody's expense.
Don't let them change you. But.
Yeah, exactly. But right here, right now, I'm already down to do whatever ad deal. So they ain't changing nothing about me. You know what I mean? But also, if the podcast did better without me doing ads, I would opt for that as well. But I don't think there's like a right or wrong way, and I definitely don't think it's enough to leverage which one's better. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Especially, This is going to come up later when we talk about Tyler too. a lot of times when you're able to do a certain amount of numbers, without having to rely on ads and outsourcing, it's probably because of who you know already.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, so for Joe to a lot of time be like, I don't have to do ads. Yeah, but you were Joe Budden before you were Joe Budden in podcasting. Like,
That's true.
let's be real.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? You sold millions of copies of records. Like, you had alleged beef with Jay-Z at one point in your career. So you're going to have an audience.
This is true.
10,000 people monthly could pay your bills depending on how you run your things, is what I'm saying, if you already kind of have a community like that. And the people who are like, well, I choose the ads I do. Again, I'm sitting here telling you, yo, it's like the writers were on strike, right? Obviously, we stand with them in solidarity, but I'm not going to say I would take the job right now if it would help me get into some spaces. So there are some ads I would do if it meant, like you said, maybe they like your voice. Maybe they want to know who's the guy behind whatever. And now we have more options in career and doing whatever else. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.